Folks, today we're going to talk about fake offers and then get into the latest home prices and insights for the Peel and Durham region for week ending February 21, 2024. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Up here, there's a link to my calendar. Below this video in the description, there's a link to my calendar. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. So, fake offers. Every time I talk about there was 4 or 5 offers here, there was 3 or 4 or 5 offers there was 10 offers on this other property, the comments come in on my channel about fake offers. Oh, there was fake offers, or agents do this with fake offers. So let's talk about this. You know, if there's 3, 4, 5, 6 or more offers, like, why would there be a point to a fake offer coming in? Now, before I go further, let me say, I'm not saying fake offers don't exist. I'm not saying that. I'm sure they do exist. But if there's already a bunch of offers on a property, the fake offer is not going to do anything to help the situation. There's enough other real offers that could help the situation. And the fake offer will, in most cases, come from the selling side. And the whole point is to bring up the price. That's what I figured. Now that I think about it, there could be a fake offer on the buyer side, actually, to maybe try to put the price a bit lower. But let's not go there. Let's talk about what most people consider a fake offer. It's from the seller side, and the whole point is to bring the price up. So if there's a bunch of multiple offers, I don't see it. I don't see the fact that there'd be a fake offer. I can see maybe there being an advantage to a fake pretend offer coming in when there's only one offer and there's a negotiation going on between seller and buyer. And then all of a sudden, the buyer gets told, oh, we have another offer. And that whole point is to get the buyer to now compete, that one real buyer to compete and to get more money. Can that happen? Sure. Does it happen? Probably. I don't think it happens as often, though, as people think. That's just my personal situation. But I can tell you how to not let that affect you, whether there's one fake offer or you're going against 2 or 3 or 5 or 10 real offers. The important part is that the buyer ahead of time knows what they're prepared to spend for that home, knows what their budget is, knows where their value for that home is. That's what happens with my clients when we go in to put offers on multiple offer nights where we expect multiple offers. In this market, it's very, very difficult to avoid a property that is not that does not have a pricing strategy of an offer night. So the potential to compete is high. Even if there's no offer night scheduled, if it's a good house at a reasonable price, there's probably going to be competition. Because if it's a good house at a reasonable price and my buyers like it, you know, other buyers are probably going to like this house also. So there's a good chance we're going to be competing. So before we put in an offer, we've had the discussion, and this is, if you're looking to buy, you need to have this discussion with your agent. What's our budget for this house? What makes sense? What does the buyer feel good about that if they buy this house for, or is reasonable? And that's the number. Not 1.5, then okay, 20,000 more, okay, 30,000 more. Next thing you know, you're approaching 1.6 and your maximum budget was 1.5 maybe. That's the wrong way. So if you don't want the fake offers to affect you, have a plan going in to when you're putting in an offer. If you don't have a plan, then you're going to be taken. You're going to be paying more than you should. Fake offer or not, you're going to be paying more than you should. Thank you to the many of you that have subscribed to this channel. If you come back every week, you enjoy this content, you've not yet subscribed, consider subscribing. Now, let's get into the numbers. Folks, we're going to talk about Peel and Durham today, the detached market. Market's a little bit all over the place. Let's see if we can make sense of it together here. Here is a quick summary. Now for Durham, For Durham, I'm using Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby as my Durham sample. Again, detached properties only. So we got Durham, we've got Brampton, and we've got Mississauga up top here. Mississauga usually has the highest average sold price of any of these two other areas here. We're going to start off with Mississauga. 38 detached properties were sold. We're seeing that sales are increasing and trending upwards. That's what we expect. 2 of those were sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price down a little bit to $1,144,000. Now, when you look at this chart here and you try to estimate which way are prices going. They trending down, they trending up. Well, look, do you only look at the last 2-3 weeks because, that might be a little bit short? Do you look a little bit longer and say they were trending down? Or do you kind of ignore the low and the high and you start here and say, well, based on how we started the year, they're kind of flat. So it all depends on the way you see it really determines what the trend is there right now. But let's look a little closer. $1,444,000 is 10% lower than where the price was this time a year ago. The median price is 0% difference. It's basically where we were. I've got the arrow pointing up that says it's a little bit higher, but I'm rounding numbers here. So I think it was about 0.4% higher than where we were this time a year ago. Now the dotted line, that's a 4-week moving average. And it's pretty clear that median price is trending upwards. Now the average price, look, it was going up and now kind of looks like it's coming down over the last 3-4 weeks. It's hard to tell really what's happening right now with average prices. Of the 38 that sold, almost a third, 32% sold at list price or more. So the market for the last couple of weeks has been more competitive than any other time this year so far. But we're at 32% selling at list price or more. Listings are trending up. We're overall listing more properties each week. Detached properties just for Brampton. Active listings, look, if you really want to look at the numbers closely, 252, 271, 284, 291. There's more and more properties each week available for sale, but not materially that much more. I mean, from 284 to 291, you're not going to notice an extra 7 properties in all of Mississauga available for sale. You're just not going to feel that. So not a big change in active listings. And months of inventory. We were seeing months of inventory climb. Now months of inventory starting to get a little bit tighter. So as months of inventory were climbing, we saw prices coming down. If we only focus on the last 2-3 weeks, kind of looks like prices were up again. So the long-term trend, and I don't mean for the year, but even for the next 2-3 months, it's really hard to predict because we're a little bit all over the place right now. That's Mississauga. Let's look at Brampton. 43 detached properties were sold. So sales really, week after week, hasn't changed that much. It's more than the previous week, but fewer than the week before that. 4 properties sold at $2 million or more. That's a big number for Brampton. If I go back over the course of a whole year, there's only 2 weeks where we did that or more. We did 4, and then May 3rd last year, we did 5 in 1 week at $2 million or more. So 4 is a big number. Naturally, that's going to affect the overall average sold price. Right now, we're sitting at $1,266,000. I would imagine that price over the next few weeks is a price that I keep saying, let's just forget that one and let's see what happens at all the other weeks. But 1,266 is 7% higher than where we were this time a year ago. The weeks leading up to week ending February 21, we were 2%, 3%, and 4% lower than where the price was a year ago. The median price is 1% higher than where we were this time a year ago. To me, the median price that is trending upward really is more of a realistic view in this case of where prices are trending right now. 43 were sold, 28% of those sold at list price or more. The median price, the listings, 117 were listed, pretty much where we were this time last week. I mean, it's only 2 more from the previous week. Active listings, yes, it's growing. Over the span of 4 weeks, it went from 297 to 350, so an extra 53 listings are sitting on the market. That's a somewhat number. That number can somewhat make a difference out there, but on a weekly basis, we're really not seeing a big change. And months of inventory sitting at 1.9. It is down from the previous week, but the previous week was also up from the week before that, where we're at 1.5. 1.9, if you look at the year so far, it's pretty normal or pretty average to where months of inventory have been for Brampton. So not a lot of change on months of inventory. Let's look at the Durham region. Again, I'll repeat for Durham, I'm using Pickering, Ajax, and Whitby as my Durham sample. Detached properties only. 39 were sold, which is about normal. That's about average right now for all the weeks coming out of the new year. 0, no properties sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price shot way up to $1,235,000. And except for this 1 week here, average price has been increasing each week. Durham is one of the most competitive parts of the GTA. A lot of the prices are more lower than other parts of the GTA, lower than Toronto, Mississauga, Brampton, York region. So Durham has a lot of eyeballs when it comes to more affordable pricing, lower pricing that more people can afford. Compared to last year, we're 7% higher than where the average sold price was a year ago. The median price is 16% higher than where we were this time a year ago. 39 were sold, we said. More than half, 54% sold at list price or more. So some of the other areas, 20%, 30%, 33%. This is 54%. The previous week, 60% sold at list price or more. Durham is very competitive. Listings, 71 were listed. Active listings, barely moving. And months of inventory sitting at 1 month of inventory. That's extremely low. That is very much a seller's market. Here's a quick summary of months of inventory. If you're thinking of buyer's market, some people still have that buzzing in their head. We are not in a buyer's market, folks. We are, when we're talking about Mississauga, Brampton, and Durham, some areas you're going to see a balanced market, but you're more likely to encounter a seller's market, where prices tend to be maybe trending up a bit, where there can be competition and more than one buyer competing for a property. That's probably what you're going to experience in most situations across Mississauga, Brampton, and especially in Durham region. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.